There is some good news as it relates to the fire threat. We're trending in the right direction, but I don't want you to think the threat is gone. We have burn bans in effect for a number of parishes in Louisiana, especially western Louisiana, but a handful locally as well. East Feliciana, St. Helena, Tangipahoa, Washington, Ascension. Now, no red flag warnings, meaning fire conditions right now aren't as bad as they were a day or two ago, but given how dry we've been lately and still some gusty winds the next couple of days, continue to be very careful with any burning, even if you're not under a burn ban, cigarette butts, all those things we've talked about. Now tonight, winds aren't so bad, generally kind of light out of the south and southeast, running roughly 5 to 10 miles per hour in many areas, so a nice light breeze. Maybe more importantly, as expected, as I told you would be the case last night, we're seeing moisture levels on the climb. That's good news. So we look at these dew points at this time last night and even this morning, the numbers were in the 20s. We're now in the 40s around Metro Baton Rouge, 50 showing up along the coast, and that'll be building inland. So as we get those moisture levels climbing, that brings the fire threat down. Doesn't make it zero, but it helps out. So look, going forward, you see those dew points. We don't focus on these too often. We talk more about it as a comfort factor, but in this case, I want you to see they're going to be in the 50s and 60s right on into the weekend versus the 20s and even teens we saw at time. That is a big difference. So again, it doesn't make the fire threat zero, but that should really reduce it a bit in the days ahead. But please continue to be careful. Otherwise, much warmer to start out tomorrow morning. We had a widespread light freeze this morning. We're going to be 20 to 25 degrees above freezing to start out tomorrow, into the mid 70s at noon, mid to upper 70s for highs. Now note the winds. They're going to be gusty, south-southwest, 15 to 20 at times, but as moisture moves on in, that offsets a little bit of that, but we've still got to be very careful. All right, our Sky 9 view tonight showing how winds have kind of shifted upriver out of the south now. That view brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake. 51 at the airport, south-southeast winds at 6. And again, you see how relative humidity has begun its climb. So we're anywhere from the mid-40s to mid-50s. Hammond run a little bit cooler, 45. Macomb 47. We're 54 currently in Patterson. Here's some other good news as it relates to the fire threat. Giving you a first alert to a pretty good rain chance. Now we pick it up here Thursday morning. Maybe a spotty shower right on into Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock. What you'll see is by Thursday night, 10 o'clock, we've got a few more showing up, but kind of zooming in, honing in on Friday morning is our best rain chance. At 6 a.m. Friday, a line of showers and storms moving in. Right now, we're thinking severe weather threat is minimal, but certainly some storms in the mix. And then by lunchtime Friday, most of the rain beginning to exit. So it's going to be a quick hitting system. And right now, the Weather Prediction Center suggests very modest rain amounts, a quarter inch or less. I wouldn't be surprised those trend a little bit higher, but still, we're not talking big rain events, so any little bit helps right now. We've been very dry, but still a relatively dry pattern will continue. And the other headline is we're back to much warmer weather. Mid 70s tomorrow, around 80 on Thursday. We get that front through early Friday. It gives a good rain chance, but no real impact on temperatures. I've got low 80s through the weekend, dry through the weekend. We stay in the 80s next week, but also in that dry pattern, so we'll have to keep an eye on that trend. All right.